Hey, guitar stinger, how you doing? So for the last few days, I've been using just these two fingers to practice my lead guitar playing. Well, I ain't no Django Reinhardt, that's for sure, but I can still play some things. For example, so why just the two fingers? Well, I had a little incident with the knife. I was chopping potatoes and I was being careless, and a little cut on the tip of my ring finger. So I have been putting a bandage on it and keeping it tight. And by the way, here's a tip for you. If it ever happens to you, use Vaseline and then you put the band-aid on top. You may have heard that people recommend using polysporin, and actually Vaseline is better. When you use polysporin, it has that same petroleum jello in it, and that's what makes it heal faster, because the skin is moist. That's how it works apparently. The antibiotics in the polysporin isn't really helping. In fact, it can make it worse. So stick to Vaseline and these little finger cuts will heal up faster. Anyway, I have a gig coming up on Saturday, and come out to see us if you have a chance. We're playing at the Bailey Theatre on June 8th in Camrose, Alberta. So I've been, as I was saying, I've been practicing using mostly two fingers. So things like this work pretty well. I'm playing in the key of D here. You know, we have a D minor chord or D major. You can play like that. So right there, it works well to play things like that. And it's actually good practice to just use two fingers to play your typical lead things. I of course have to force myself to not do the usual ring finger movements. So instead, you know, I stretch out a little bit with the middle finger. So, you know, pentatonic box 1, it's hard to play the whole thing. And even this is a little bit of a issue. So often I play. And I can do, you know, minor if I want. Or I can make it bluesy. By just using that major third and then the flat 7. So I'll show you a little line, the one I played in the beginning there. Right? And I ended with a cool open sounding D7. That chord you get the major third, flat 7, and then the major 6 on open string. And then the 13th. And there's D. I think this is a great sounding D dominant chord. And normally I would use my ring finger and play it like the ring finger being there. But I don't want to rip up this little cut here, so we'll do this instead. And here is another line just using these two fingers. Again, key of D, peace. And there you go. And remember, don't play with knives.